Has the financial disclosure changed any from last year to this year?
I did some more research too on, the plate homes down here. They're about 20 grand.
I was hoping.
It's usually I crank it all the way up and I'm like all the way down.
I got my book. Yes, I do.
Hi,
Thank you.
Trish, Jamie.
Hi.
Could I have my water, please, since you meet me over here?
We're about gonna start in about 2 or 3 minutes.
Perfect, thank you.
How's that for volume? Okay.
Just wanted to be sure that mine was
Trish,
cold.
can you hear us?
Is your mic on?
Trish, can you hear us?
Trish?
Howdy, howdy. We've been.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I had put my phone on mute just in case you wouldn't hear me in
Okay.
the background.
That's
So I will
probably better
remember
anyway.
to unmute you. Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Where's your picture at? I don't get see her.
Where's she?
Just a phone.
She's my phone. Got a couple minutes
Look
yet.
at that one says 2 after, and that one says 2 till. You think this down could afford
Come on
to
here.
do.
And somebody would synchronize it.
Yeah.
I still got 3 minutes too. Phyllis is sick, yeah, she's got heart problem. Everybody, God, it's going around.
No, I don't want it, guys.
No kidding. I don't either. Couple more minutes.
Walking in the sunshine, singing the sunshine song. Actually, that one's right, that one's wrong.
I know that one's wrong.
So I got 559.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I have on my watch. Are we ready?
Whenever you are.
What minute?
Yeah.
1 minute.
Still says it's 5:59. Has everybody got their mics on?
Everyone have
On.
their mics?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Countdown. Walking's do that.
I had a good turnout with 2 o'clock.
Oh, come on.
Don't watch it, it'll turn over.
There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ms. Lewis, would you please do the roll call?
Most certainly. Good evening. All right. Councilmember Chuka?
Here.
Councilmember Miller?
Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember Mendoza?
Here.
Councilmember Vice Mayor Best?
Here.
Mayor Croft?
Here.
And Councilmember Lane and Councilmember Turner are absent tonight.
Okay, thank you. Introductions, presentation, and proclamations. A proclamation declaring February 2017 as Career and Technical Education Month, sponsored by the Association for Career and Technical Education. And I'm going to walk out front, and who is going to, Mr. Scholl, are you going to?
There's several people coming up.
Let's bring everybody up.
Teachers.
Bring everybody up. Because this is for all your teachers and everybody else.
What are the what?
Thank you.
I don't know. That must be for JTED. Something for JTED.
So it says Chino.
You didn't know you were going to stand up
say?
front tonight, did you?
No hiding in the back row.
No hiding. Yeah,
Yeah,
John,
so
we're
they're in
slow.
the JTED program.
Okay. Are we ready? Proclamation, Career and Technical Education Month, February 2017. Whereas February 2017 has been designated Career and Technical Education Month by the Association for Career and Technical Education, and whereas Career and Technical Education offers students the opportunity to gain the academic, technical, and employability skills necessary for a true career readiness, whereas students in career and technical education programs participate in authentic, meaningful experiences that improve the quality of their education and increase their engagement and achievements, and whereas career and technical education provides students with career exploration opportunities earlier in their educational experience, which enables them to make more informed and beneficial decisions about their academic coursework and pursue established programs of study and career pathways. And whereas leaders from business and industry nationwide report increased challenges related to addressing the skills gap and connecting qualified professionals with available careers in critical and growing CTE-related fields, including healthcare, energy, advanced manufacturing, and information technology. And whereas career and technical education prepares students for these and other fulfilling careers by offering integrated programs of study that link secondary and post-secondary education and lead to the attainment of industry-recognized credentials. And whereas ensuring that employers have access to a qualified workforce is a critical step in ensuring productivity among the business and industry communities, as well as continued American economic growth and global competitiveness. And whereas this year marks the 100th anniversary of the Smith-Hughes Act, the first act of Congress to provide funding for career and technical education, which allows us to celebrate how far CTE has come to become a powerhouse of American economy. Now, therefore, I, Darrell L. Croft, Mayor of the town of Chino Valley, do hereby proclaim the month of February 2017 as Career and Technical Education Month in Chino Valley, Arizona, and urge all our citizens to recognize the observation. I want to thank you very much. What groups do we have here?
So we have members from the culinary arts, we have sports medicine, we have biotechnology and forensics. We have FFA and drafting, and I believe that's representatives from all our on-campus programs. There's also off-campus programs through the JTED, but
Congratulations. I taught in kind of a CTE program in California for a while. It's a great programs. We're very fortunate to have them here in Chino Valley and in Yavapai County. I salute all of you for doing the great things that you're doing.
yeah, just real quick, I want to mention how career and technical education is very important at Chino Valley High School. Over half our students are enrolled in a CTE course, and so we appreciate the town proclaiming the month of February as CTE month. in recognition of how important it is to Chino Valley and how important it is to Chino Valley High School and the students in the Chino Valley Unified School District.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, everybody. Hey, good luck.
Good job.
Yep. Thank you.
We'll let these folks clear the room so we can,
No, make them stay.
no.
Run government.
We're not going to have anybody here when they clear the room. Thank you very much, folks.
Oh, Pete's gonna stay, all right.
All right. All right, let's move on. Call to the public. Call to the public is an opportunity for the public to address the council on any issue within the jurisdiction of the council that is not on the agenda. Public comment is encouraged. Individuals are limited to speak for 3 minutes. The total time for call to the public may be up to 30 minutes per meeting. Council action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, scheduling the matter for further consideration and decision at a later date, or responding to criticism. Dave has been wanting to stand up here all night, so. Mr.
name is-
Macy, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
Very good, thank you. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, members of the public, I'm here tonight to express my displeasure with the council in considering offering a significant tax break to a single business in this community. I believe it would be much more beneficial to all the businesses in town if we were to reduce the tax rate to everyone, not just one individual business. If we could get our tax rate down to 9.5%, all of the businesses would do better. All of us would do more sales. Every week I get sales that are lost to businesses that are outside of the town of Chino Valley area, either in the county, Prescott Valley, because of the significant difference in the sales tax that we collect. Sometimes it means $20 or $30 to a customer to go into town instead of spending the money here in Chino Valley. It's very tough to make a living in this community. I've been doing it for 26 years. I got a pretty good idea how to do it. Not all businesses survive, but we do what we can do. Those of you who are not involved in retail businesses, whether on the council or the public, I'd like to give you an idea of some of the things that the businesses in this community do other than just collect the money from customers. Multiple businesses here in town routinely do things like carry the feed bill for 4-H and FFA project animals, subsidize the corn dinner. I can't tell you how many times I bought a $1,000 pig at an FFA auction, and I know some of you have done that also. We routinely donate to the Lions Club, Elks Lodge, American Legion, Kiwanis, all the churches in town, food bank, multiple town projects that the businesses help fund. The Safe Night Out for our police department, the Halloween, the library summer reading program, the swimming pool, the shooting range. Several of us have stepped up and upgraded the body armor for our entire police department at a significant cost to us. Thousands of dollars were raised for our officers' sick baby. Some of you were at another fundraiser tonight. Hopefully that will be beneficial to them. Before the town took over certain projects in the community that were run by the private sector, the businesses in the town, which include the 4th of July fireworks, Territorial Days, which were a 2-day festival with a magnificent parade down the highway. We haven't seen that in years. We put on street dances, beer garden and so forth. all to benefit the community. We also routinely fund the Special Olympics, the police torch run, the golf course tournaments for Special Olympics, Horses with Hearts, Yavapai County Search and Rescue for the Sheriff's Department, Game and Fish Department, Hunter Education for our children. Such organizations such as Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, Mule Deer Foundation, Wild Turkey Federation, Ducks Unlimited, Arizona Children's Burn Camp for those unfortunate children who get burned and are in serious trouble, Victor Adult Education, National Drug and Safety League, the Police Explorer Program when we had one, National Child Safety Program, the Marine Corps League, Toys for Tots, American Youth Soccer, Youth Softball, Youth Baseball, the High School Booster Club, where we raised thousands of dollars for improvements on the facilities at the high school. I can't tell you how many thousands of cans of soda pop and hot dogs that I sold when we were with the High School Booster Club, as well as the yearbooks. These are just a small sampling of what the businesses in our community do for this town. We work on a very, very small profit margin, and anything that detracts from our sales detracts from these projects. I would strongly recommend that the council please look at an overall reduction in the sales tax rate as opposed to a single business gaining a big deduction. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Craig Brown, County Board of Supervisors for District 4. I just wanted to bring the attention to the city that long-awaited study in regards to the what we call the North Connector Road between Williamson Valley and Center Street has been 95% complete. We're now going to citizen outreach and asking that people that live in that immediate area come to a meeting on February 7th at 6 o'clock at the Senior Center to give their comments and to look at the project overall. It was completed, almost completed by Lions Engineering, and this is the last phase. We'll be doing a special presentation to the City Council probably the latter part of the month, February. So, because I know it's a conflict right now on February 7th. So we'll be doing that very shortly, and this is something we've been talking about and working towards for some time. Even though it may be a distant project, it may have significant impact on the city of Chino Valley and the residents therein.
Sure. And what time is this meeting on?
It's going to be at 6 o'clock.
6 p.m. Okay.
Be presented by our Public Works, County Public Works and Lions Engineering.
Okay.
Tuesday, the 7th. Okay,
Thank you. Greg.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot. Sounds good. Anyone else that would like to speak? Well,
Good
hello,
evening.
Gary.
Gary Warren, business owner here in town. Just wanted to back up what Mr. Mazie said. It's easy to forget how the circle of things work in this town. So I'm glad that he brought that forward. The business community, as if you drive by the school, all the signs that are on the tennis court fence is one of the big reminders of the business community backing the school in particular, as well as a list Mr. Mazie has mentioned. So we have talked about the sales tax things before. At the time, the town needed to do that to keep its budget in check. The budget is much healthier. And as he's saying, if we can get into the 9.9, be competitive with the local communities that we compete with, it would help all people involved, the consumer, the business owner, and potentially the town as well, as that circle continues. Because it takes that tax base to keep our roads paved. But we got to have the businesses in order to collect that tax base. We have to have the customers to keep those businesses. So I just hope that, as he said, not only the council but the community realizes the correlation of how that all comes together. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Warren. Any other comments? Okay, let's go on to response to the public. Response to the public is an opportunity for the mayor to inform the public about how town officials address matters raised during call to the public at a previous meeting. And the comments were comments regarding the manufactured home sales tax reduction approved on December 13, 2016. I'm going to respond on why I voted for the tax increase, and then I'm going to ask other members of the council if they would like to respond. I voted for the tax reduction because we once had 7 manufactured home dealers in Chino Valley. We now have 1 manufactured home dealer. There are several thousand families living in manufactured homes in Chino Valley. These homes are reasonably priced alternatives that provide comfortable housing for our citizens. Every family that lives in a manufactured home in Chino Valley and shops locally provides income for all Chino Valley businesses. And there is a shortage of multifamily housing for many, many people that would like to live here, but have to drive from Prescott Valley or Prescott to work here in Chino Valley. We'll start over here. Do you have a response?
I do. I guess when this came before us, we recognized that the sales tax was inhibiting sales growth on the manufactured housing because of the large purchase to eliminate the sales tax that we would love to do for all businesses. And we do appreciate the business community immensely. Is hard at work on council now as we speak. We currently have an economic development committee that meets the third Tuesday of every month at 4 o'clock. I would encourage any of you to come. Our goal is to try to improve economic development, because what is going to help our sales tax is as we can increase sales tax revenue, that is what is going to gain us our relief. Because unfortunately in our community, without property tax, that is how we have sustainability, is strictly through sales tax. So we recognize this impact it has on the businesses, and we hate it as much as you do, but we're working hard to try to resolve it. We're trying to create economic development opportunity. Our utility committee is working hard to try to move forward with infrastructure so that we can try to get more businesses involved in our community and therefore create a better tax. What I do want to point out, though, is that we are not the only community or at the community level that we have to make these tough decisions, and they are tough. And the state also recognized, I think 3 months ago, that the agriculture feed stores also had a problem on their hands. They were also having problems because they were having sales tax charged on a product that a person could buy off of a farm and not pay sales tax. And so they basically eliminated sales tax on feed supplies to allow relief for these stores. These are decisions that we make. The state helped them out. We're trying to do creatively the same thing. I understand, rumor has it, that we may already have a second manufactured business looking at Chino Valley. This is our goal, is to create further sales, particularly as growth continues, as the market, as real estate continues, that we're going to be able to sell more manufactured homes and help get that back. And please understand that we are trying very hard to try to reduce that sales tax by encouraging economic development.
Thank you. Mr. Miller?
I was the lone standout person that voted against this tax reduction, and my reason was due to public response that I had. I had a lot of phone calls on this, more than I ever did on the pot farms, and with business owners upset about it. With as far as people saying it's not fair, it gives them an advantage, it's competition for other builders in the area that build stick homes, and so I never got a good justification on doing it, so that's why I voted no.
Councilman Best? You have anything to say?
I think most everything I was going to say has been said. It's trying to go ahead and stimulate our economy here in town, and we are looking at the idea of eventually lowering our sales tax for everybody. We just had to start someplace, and that's where we started.
Thank you. Councilman Mendoza?
Yeah, first off, I'm also a local business owner that is affected by the local sales tax rate here in Chino Valley. For this reason, I asked Mayor Crawford the opportunity to give the response to the public tonight. At the January 10th call to the public, a portion of the call to the public portion of the meeting. A couple of our local business owners were not happy that the town council adjusted the sales tax rate of the manufactured home sales business here in Chino Valley. As business owners, we are in business to make money. We continuously make decisions and adjustments concerning our businesses. When myself and other council members that are business owners enter this building, we leave our personal business agendas at the door. It is then time for us to take care of the town of Chino Valley's business. My decisions as a councilman are based on what I believe is best for our town, not for the individual private business. With that being said, I don't want to harm private business either. I don't see reducing the rate for the mobile home business negatively affecting any other business. The state recognized the uniqueness in the mobile home sales industry. I'm assuming this is due to the large price tag associated with these sales, thus allowing for the use of this tax adjustment. The decision to lower the rate for the mobile home sales was made from a business standpoint, that by lowering the tax amount, that it will be made up in increased sales volume. Increased sales means more tax revenues for our town. Again, I want to make this perfectly clear. I did not make this choice based on putting more money in this owner's pocket, but rather giving this business an edge against his competitors in northern Arizona, hopefully bringing additional outside sales tax revenue to the town. All decisions have outcomes. With that being said, I asked Finance Director Joe Duffy after a 2-year trial to bring those outcomes back to the council for evaluation. At that time, council may adjust its decision. One final point. Every matter of town business is transparent and posted in several locations. The process procedures are also available, and this includes opportunities for the public to respond. Please pay attention to upcoming items. The call to the public is not intended to review previous actions items. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. All right, let's move on. Current events, summaries, and reports. This item is for information only. The mayor, any council member, or town manager may present a brief summary or report of current events or ask a staff member to provide the same. Presentation on information requests by the mayor and council will be made and questions answered. No action will be taken. And item A is status report by mayor and council regarding current events. January 31st, council and staff is having a retreat right here in this building. It'll be an all-day retreat. We will, it's a staff and council meeting. It's open to the public. If you'd like to come and hear what we discuss and what's going on, we will not be taking comments from the public. So you're welcome to come on January 31st, and you're welcome to listen to our discussion. Yes, sir.
Can I make one comment about what before you continue on?
And what portion? And
about the tax.
that issue's over?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else in the council?
Susie?
Susie?
I don't have any summary, no.
Jack?
No, sir.
Mike?
Nope, I'm here.
Myself and some of staff attended the 30th Annual Transit Conference this last week, and it was a great opportunity for the town to become more informed on what the ADOT and how they're dealing with the state and getting funded for local highway work as well. So it was a good benefit to staff and council.
Good. Thank you. Town manager, ma'am, do you have anything? All right.
Pass it down to Daryl.
To all of you.
Oh, to all of us.
Mayor and Council,
Oh,
Mayor and Council, thank you. I wanted to let you know in today's Chino Valley Review, I guess it's really tomorrow, there's an article on the front that says big growth, but it's not a boom. In this article, it's been misstated that we had 241 housing starts.
Please allow us to speak. Go ahead.
And I just wanted to show you, that's the report that we gave to the reporter. He just misread that. That's all the permits that were granted in that 6.5-month period, 241 permits.
Okay.
But as far as housing starts, we only had 64. So.
64. All right. And I'm assuming they're going to print a correction time? Or
He said they would on the online version, but
Oh, okay. That figures. Anybody? Okay. Enough current reports. All right, let's move on to item 6, consent agenda. All those items listed below are considered to be routine and may be enacted by one motion. Any council member may request to remove any item from the consent agenda to be considered and discussed separately. Do you want to remove any items?
No, sir.
Nope.
This side?
Nope.
No? Ms. Lewis, will you read the consent agenda items, please?
Yes, sir. 6A, consideration and possible action to approve the declaration of right-of-way by the town of Chino Valley for the creation of public right-of-way along a portion of Road 1 West, approximately 450 feet north of Road 1 North. B, consideration and possible action to appoint William Welker and Tom Armstrong to regular positions on the Planning and Zoning Commission for 3-year terms starting February 1, 2017, per recommendation of the Appointment Subcommittee. C, consideration and possible action to reappoint Gary Pasiak and Charles Merritt to regular positions on the Planning and Zoning Commission for 3-year terms beginning February 1, 2017, and reappoint Gwen Rowich as alternate commissioner for a 1-year term beginning February 1, 2017.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the consent items 6A, 6B, and 6C.
Is there
I'll
a second?
it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Let's move on to the action items. The council may vote to recess the public meeting and hold an executive session on any item on this agenda pursuant to ARS 38-431-03A3 for the purpose of discussion or consultation for legal advice with the town attorney. Executive sessions are not open to the public. No action may be taken in executive session. I'll go on to item 7A. Public hearing and possible action regarding application from Daniel French Shopko Stores Operating Company, LLC, for a new Series 10 beer and wine store liquor license for Shopko Hometown located at 1950 North Highway 89, Chino Valley. Motion to open public hearing.
I make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second?
I'll second.
Public hearing is open. Is there anyone out there that has any discussion about a
Series 10 liquor license.
Series 10 liquor license for Shopko? Hearing none, I need a motion to close the
I make a
hearing.
motion to close the public hearing.
Now I need a recommendation to approve.
I make a motion to approve the new Series 10 liquor license for Shopko Hometown.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Nay? All right, let's go on to item B. Consideration of possible action to approve change order 1 to professional services agreement with Lion Engineering Incorporated in the amount of $32,890 related to the Center Street Sewer Main Extension Project to utilize all the funds available from WIFA, including the forgivable principal, by adding 2,500 linear feet of 12-inch sewer main improvements down South Road 1 West to serve multifamily residential properties consisting of approximately 100 accounts. Mr. Lopez.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. I'm excited to be here today and to bring this item to your attention and ask for a recommendation to approve this change order. As you know, we're taking sewer down Center Street from Highway 89 to the Molly Ray subdivision in an attempt to pick up as many accounts as we can within that Molly Ray subdivision. When we initially brought this to you, we were short on funds based on the engineer's estimate, so we went to WIFA and asked for additional funds to complete the project. Well, we were pleasantly surprised when bids came in that we were far below what we had already asked for money, so we had some extra money on the table, so to speak. And with WIFA, they're offering a 50% forgivable principal for the full amount of the two loans. So rather than leave that money on the table, we looked for ways to expand this project via change order, finding opportunities near this project where we could pick up more services and more accounts. In this particular area, and when I originally brought this to your attention, we had designed Center Street Sewer in the anticipation of bringing a sewer line south on Road 1 West to pick up some multifamily parcels there. Here on the map, I'm just going to show you quickly. what we're talking about, where we propose to take this line and why we're proposing to do so. So right now here at Center is where we have our manhole. We want to bring that south and pick up, there's about 80 homes, 80 plus manufactured homes here that are all on septic. I believe there's 6 to 10 septic tanks there now. So we found that this would be a great opportunity to bring our line down there. So we reached out to this developer, this property owner and the adjacent property owner here and asked, if they would be willing to hook up. We're bringing our line, and they were tickled. They thought this was a great opportunity for both the town and for their businesses to hook up. So with that being said, we went through and we crunched the numbers, and I'm bringing before you tonight the design change order to commence the design of that sewer line, and then shortly thereafter we'll touch upon the actual contract. But tonight it's for approximately $33,000 to finish the design to get our sewer line down there, and then ultimately get up to 100 of those services connected. Any questions?
Questions? Mr. Mendoza?
Nope.
Mr. Beck?
It's a positive thing. I'm happy for it.
Yeah, no, good.
Good. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the change order number 1 for the professional service agreement with Lyons Engineering for $32,890.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, no? All motion carries. Mr. Lopez, you have the next item, and let me read it. Possible consideration, possible action to approve change order number 1 to the contract with Earth Resources Corporation in the amount of $298,506.45 related to the Center Street Sewer Main Extension Project to utilize all the funds available from WIFA, including the forgivable principal, by adding 2,500 lineal feet of 12-inch sewer main improvements down South Road 1 West to serve 2 multifamily residential properties consisting of approximately 100 accounts.
Great. Thank you, Mayor, members of council. Just to piggyback off what we talked about, this is the change order to the actual contract with the contractor. The contractor has been gracious enough to use his current unit prices and allow us to then do a change order to the contract, which allows the town not to have to go out to bid again and try to go solicit and hopefully get those good numbers again. So the contractors on board, we got now council hopefully on board, and then we got the design coming. So at the end of the day, like I said, we'll get hopefully 100 plus accounts, and by bringing on more accounts, we then look to relieve some stress off of our current sewer users. So we'll bring that to council at a later date once we get everyone hooked up and we start realizing the benefit of having more people on the sewer system. Ultimately, we want to bring those rates down for everybody. So the more we get on, the more we can bring those rates down.
Good, good.
Okay.
Questions?
I have a question. Just for clarification, Michael, this second part, this bid amount, could that possibly, because the first one that we approved was for the engineering, correct? So we don't exactly have a nailed down figure yet until that engineering is complete, correct?
That is correct. There may be some flexibility there. I produced an estimate in-house, and then I asked the design engineer to also produce an estimate, and we were within about $700 of each other. What we do know, Councilman Chuka, is that the unit prices aren't going to change. So we may miss a linear foot here or a linear foot there. We tried to be very conservative, add manholes where we think we might need them for future growth, and put a little bit of a play in there. But let me make it clear that there are some funds available. We're still not right at that limit of the funds, so there is some flexibility.
Okay.
And then also both contracts have contingencies in them.
Okay, and then my second question is, and I'm just asking this for the benefit of the community, because I know we've had that conversation about watching this equipment move down Center Street. I don't think you'd have it before us if you didn't feel comfortable, but maybe just clarify for us that you are feeling comfortable with how Earth Resources is performing.
We are. We had a slow start, and everyone was very much aware of that. We had some deep sewer we had to tie into. So it took us a while to get going, or the contractor rather. Once we were out of that deep sewer, he was really making some headway. So we're beyond 1 West now, and unfortunately, we've had a very wet winter, and I think we all kind of saw it coming. So we're battling the weather right now, but we're confident that we can get this contract done, and at least the sewer tied in at Molly Ray by the contract date of the end of February, pushing a little bit into March just upon rain delays. That's our critical path. We've actually added a few more days, just of flexibility to allow him to work this other contract. But yeah, we're confident that the job is being done correctly. We've done some preliminary tests to make sure the line's in correctly and not bowed and everything. So we've got a good team out there making sure things are getting done.
Good deal. That's it.
Okay. Questions?
Good.
Then I need a motion.
I make a motion to approve change order number 1 for Earth Resource Corporation contract in the amount of $298,506.45.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Executive session. Council may vote to recess the regular meeting and hold an executive session which will not be open to the public for the following purposes. An executive session pursuant to ARS 38-431-03A4 for discussion or consultation with the town attorney in order to consider his position, instruct the town attorney regarding the town's position in pending litigation or in settlement discussions conducted in order to resolve litigations in the matter of Town versus Glenarm Land Company Incorporated et al. Do I have a motion to go to executive
I
session?
make a motion to go into executive session.
Well, I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
We will move into executive session. Thank you. Okay, we're back in regular session again. We discussed some items with our attorney. We made no decisions, so I'm looking for a adjournment.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn, sir.
Second it.
I have a motion and a second for adjournment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We go sign. Thank you for going to that.
Who's got to sign what?